Chef Bryan, we have a lot at stake today on the show.
Ron, did you hear that?
Oh, yeah.
That's just, you know, a little sound of some gloves going on my hands. That's all. You bet, you guys.
I was thinking of the sizzling of the meat.
Oh, yes. Well, that too. All right, guys. Some delicious, perfectly cooked steaks. I'm going to show you the tips and tricks of the professionals here. Now, first of all, I have some beautiful tomahawk steaks, which I got from the Smith's marketplace here on 5th and 5th, and they are beautiful. And I have a chuck roast that I'm going to actually cut into steaks as well, because you don't have to always have an expensive cut of meat to have a delicious steak. And so let me show you. When you are using a more inexpensive cut of meat such as this, what you're going to do is to actually have cooking times are going to vary, and so you want to have just some lower cooking times or a fast cook. So fast heat, slow cooking time, I can't get that out here, just a quick cooking time. So get that cut in half, and we're going to use that there, and then we'll start cooking these up here. Now, another trick when you're going to do them onto the grill, what you're going to do is actually use a little bit of vegetable oil or butter to spray those, and get a little bit of oil on those. One, it's going to help the seasoning to stick, and then two, you're not going to have as much sticking on the grill if you have those nice and oiled. Some people use melted butter on there, which is fine also, but butter seems to burn a little bit easier, so I just use a cooking spray on there. Now, use your favorite seasoning when you do these, and so I just have a seasonal salt that I like to use on there and get those going. You can use a Montreal steak season if you want. Make sure your grill is good and hot. We'll get a little seasoning on our tomahawks, get those on there as well, so that when these go on, you have immediate cooking of the steaks. And so I'm going to get these onto the grill. When we come back, I'll show you how to finish them off and how to actually cook through those really thick tomahawk steaks. Oh. That is going to be so good.
It's a thing of beauty, for sure.
Agreed, agreed.
Thanks, Chef Bryan's illnesses. Well, Chef Bryan, I'm getting hungrier and hungrier.
Are you smelling it out there yet, Ron? It smells pretty darn good here in the kitchen. All right, guys, let's finish this up. So first of all, before we finish with the steak, I'm just grilling up some steak potatoes here. The way that I do them is I actually just put the whole potato right into a pot, boil them till they're fully cooked through. I also cook fully through the green beans, and then I'm going to grill them off to add some flavor and enhance those just that much more. Now, as far as these thicker steaks like this, what you're going to want to do after you get them seasoned, I like to go to a hot grill and then sear them really well, and then get that nice cooking on there. And then I turn my broiler in the oven on, in the kitchen on high, onto a pan under the broiler for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side, depending on how much you want to cook that steak through. That's what we do in the professional kitchens. We call them salamanders, which are just broilers on steroids, and then you can finish cooking those off so that you don't actually burn the outside on the grill before you finish cooking them. Now I'm going to add this beautiful tomahawk steak right onto this platter. They are so good, and I just love them there. They're really reasonably priced there at the Smith's, I thought. So I'm going to add these steak potatoes on there and serve those as a nice side dish for them. Perfectly grilled steak. Now, the other steaks, they don't take long from that chuck roast, and if you're using a tougher cut of meat, you don't cook them as long, and then that way they're not quite as tough. And so that's one of the nice things about an inexpensive cut of steak. Just don't cook them as long. Generally, if a steak is dried out and tough, it's because it's overcooked. All right, well, there's our delicious tomahawk steaks. Just steaks grilled to perfection. I can't wait for you to try it. The recipe's up on KUTV.com or cookingwithchefbryan.com. Head on over there and grab it. 'Tis the season, not to be merry, but to be hungry for steak.
Oh, man, that sure is a work of art right there, Chef Bryan. Yeah. Okay.